Your $15 toaster is running a 32-bit ARM processor. Meanwhile, your car's anti-lock brakes are held together by spaghetti code and a prayer. Let's talk about why we stopped optimizing. In 1975, engineers treated every byte like it owed them money. You got a kilobyte of RAM and a few hundred kilohertz. We solved the power budget by stripping everything down to bare metal. But that minimalism hit a wall. You couldn't add features without rewriting the kernel. So we solved the feature wall by just adding more cores. Suddenly, your coffee maker needed Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and a companion app. But throwing silicon at latency just created interrupt contention and memory-mapped I/O nightmares. To fix the chaos, manufacturers switched to cost-per-unit scaling. It's cheaper to buy a $50 chip and leave the pins floating than to engineer a $10 custom solution. So we dump overspecified silicon into your air fryer. Now you're paying for a supercomputer that just toggles a heating element. You think more RAM fixes the wasted compute? Wrong. You just increased cache coherence overhead and crushed your thermal budget. Plastic housings trap heat. Thermal throttling kicks in. Your toaster now takes 40 seconds longer to brown a bagel because the silicon is sweating. We solved the overheating by adding real-time operating systems and watchdog timers. But legacy automotive systems are still running on code written before the internet existed. 300,000 lines of C, held together by deprecated libraries and engineering trauma. That legacy code hit a new bottleneck: certification. Old standards, FCC compliance, and firmware update rollbacks killed the golden age of tinkering. You can't just flash a custom kernel on a rice cooker anymore. The update server goes down, your appliance becomes a brick. And don't even get me started on the "it's future-proofing" crowd. That's just a skill issue wrapped in marketing jargon. You don't need a 900 megahertz processor to read a thermistor. If your appliance needs a software patch to toast bread, your architecture failed. Now we're seeing a quiet rebellion. RISC-V cores, tiny machine learning models, and ultra-low-power microcontrollers. Engineers are finally trimming the fat. But guess what? They're still packing in sensor fusion for a device that just measures humidity. The bloat train has momentum. So here's the truth. We traded elegance for convenience and efficiency for market share. Your toaster is an over-engineered marvel, and your brakes are a beautiful disaster. Next time you press a button, remember, you're not just making toast, you're running a firmware apocalypse. Subscribe for more technical autopsies.